The life you want is within reach. But what if the only thing standing in your way is the noise in your head? Every day we're bombarded with thoughts, doubts, and fears that keep us tethered to an old, unfulfilling reality. We want more, deeper peace, greater success, aligned relationships, and the freedom to be our authentic selves. But somehow, no matter how much we chase after these desires, something always feels missing. In the pursuit of a better life, it's easy to overlook one simple but crucial truth. The life you want requires a quieter mind. The power of a quiet mind. Imagine, just for a moment, a life where your mind isn't constantly buzzing with worries or what-if scenarios. A life where you are fully present in the moment, aligned with your higher purpose, and able to attract exactly what you desire. In this state, you move through life with ease, clarity, and purpose, no longer hindered by internal chaos or external distractions. This is what a quieter mind can offer: the space to hear your inner wisdom, the ability to align with your higher self, and the power to manifest the life you've always wanted. Contrast the chaos of the old self versus the peace of the new self. Take a moment to reflect on your current state. Are you constantly feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or anxious? Does your mind seem to race from one thought to the next without pause? This is the reality many of us experience, what I'll call the old self. In this state, you're reacting to life circumstances rather than intentionally creating your own reality. Fear, doubt, and worry control your actions, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to break free. Now, imagine what it would feel like to shift from this state of chaos to one of peace and clarity. The new self is calm, grounded, and deeply connected to the present moment. This self doesn't operate from fear or lack. Instead, they are in alignment with their desires, trusting that everything they need will come to them in perfect timing. This transition, from a chaotic, overactive mind to a quieter, more peaceful one, is the key to unlocking your true potential. But how can you make this shift? And more importantly, why does it matter for the life you want? The connection between mindfulness and manifestation. The life you desire is waiting for you, but it can only become a reality when you learn to quiet the noise in your mind. When your mind is calm, your energy is in alignment with the frequency of your desires. Manifestation is not just about visualizing or thinking positive thoughts. It's about creating space for those thoughts to materialize. This happens when your energy is clear, when you're not clouded by fear or self-doubt, and when you are fully aligned with your higher self. The power of mindfulness, meditation, and stillness cannot be overstated. These practices aren't just nice-to-haves. They are essential for creating the inner calm required for quantum manifestation. Without a quieter mind, we remain disconnected from the flow of abundance and the higher frequencies that make our desires possible. A new way of living. If you're tired of feeling stuck in the same patterns, it's time to embrace a new way of living. The key is to stop fighting against your mind's natural tendency to wander and instead, practice methods that bring you back into the present moment. When you quiet the mind, you open the door to a world of possibilities. So, if you've been feeling stuck in your current reality, no matter how hard you try to shift, there's a powerful reason for this. The mind you're operating with is cluttered, and it's preventing you from tapping into the energy that will bring your deepest desires to life. In the next section, we'll explore the profound power of silence and stillness, and why these practices are essential to quieting the mind and manifesting the life you truly want. We live in a world that never stops. The buzz of notifications, the constant pull of distractions, the endless demands on our time. It's no wonder so many of us feel disconnected, overwhelmed, and unable to manifest the life we desire. The mind is constantly in motion, filled with thoughts, worries, and plans. But what if the key to unlocking your true potential lies not in doing more, but in doing less? The gift of silence. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it's the absence of the mind's ceaseless chatter. It's the quiet space where your true self can emerge, free from the noise and clutter that keeps you from seeing the bigger picture. The modern world is filled with distractions, and our minds, conditioned to react to this chaos, often drown out the subtle guidance from within. But in moments of silence, we can hear the whispers of our higher self, guiding us toward alignment and transformation. In the stillness, you begin to shed the noise of the external world and tune into your inner wisdom. When you allow yourself to sit in silence, you start to reconnect with the deeper part of yourself that's often drowned out by the busyness of everyday life. This silence isn't empty, it's full of possibility. It's in these moments of quiet that you can start to hear what your soul truly desires, unclouded by the opinions or judgments of others. The science of stillness and manifestation. Many people overlook the power of stillness in the manifestation process, believing that only action leads to results. But the truth is, without stillness, you can't effectively channel the energy needed to manifest your desires. Quantum physics shows us that everything in the universe, including our thoughts, is made of energy. When your mind is cluttered, your energy becomes fragmented, and it's much harder to align with your desires. In contrast, when you embrace stillness, your energy becomes more focused and aligned with the vibration of your desires. You begin to tap into the universal flow, aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the frequency of the reality you wish to create. In this state, manifestation occurs more naturally, as your energy is no longer scattered in a million different directions. Stillness also helps you tune into the present moment, which is where all the power lies. The past and future exist only in the mind. The present moment is where creation takes place. By being still, you bring yourself into alignment with this moment, opening the doorway to limitless possibilities. The contrast, chaos versus clarity. Let's explore the contrast. The chaotic mind versus the peaceful, aligned mind. When you're constantly in a state of mental clutter, it's nearly impossible to create the reality you desire. Fear, doubt, and negative self-talk dominate your thoughts, causing you to react to life rather than create it. Your energy is scattered, and your focus is diverted by distractions, leaving you feeling stuck and unfulfilled. On the other hand, the mind that is still and clear is aligned with its true purpose. This mind operates from a place of inner peace and clarity, effortlessly attracting the people, opportunities, and experiences that match its frequency. In this state, you are not simply reacting to life, you are consciously creating it, one aligned thought and action at a time. This is the power of silence. It creates the space for clarity to emerge. When you make a conscious effort to quiet the mind, you allow your true desires to surface, unclouded by the noise of doubt or fear. You are able to listen more deeply to your intuition and take inspired action that aligns with your higher self. Practical ways to embrace silence. So, how can you begin to embrace silence in your daily life? It's not about retreating into complete isolation, but about creating moments of stillness amidst the chaos. Here are a few practices that can help you cultivate silence and stillness. Meditation. Even just a few minutes a day of focused meditation can help quiet the mind. By practicing mindfulness and observing your thoughts without judgment, you create a sense of inner stillness that spills over into other areas of your life. Breathwork. Simple breathing exercises can calm the nervous system and quiet the mind. Deep, intentional breathing helps release tension and brings you back into the present moment, making it easier to tap into your inner peace. Mindful walking or sitting. You don't need to meditate for hours to experience the benefits of stillness. Try taking a mindful walk in nature or sitting in a quiet space, focusing on your breath and simply observing your thoughts without attachment. Digital detox. Reducing your exposure to constant digital distractions, like social media, notifications, and emails, gives your mind a break and helps you reconnect with the present moment. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts can help clear mental clutter, allowing you to release pent-up emotions and gain clarity about your desires. Journaling can be a form of self-reflection that supports the process of quieting the mind. The impact of silence on your manifestation journey. The practice of silence is more than just a tool for reducing stress. It's a powerful means of alignment. As you begin to embrace stillness, you'll notice how your life starts to shift. The noise of doubt and fear begins to fade, replaced by a stronger connection to your higher self and the universe. Manifestation becomes less about forcing things to happen and more about aligning yourself with the natural flow of the universe. When your mind is still, you can see opportunities more clearly, and your actions are more intentional and aligned with your soul's purpose. The energy you send out is more focused, and as a result, your desires are more easily attracted to you. In the next section, we will dive deeper into how quieting the mind allows you to align with your higher self, unlock your full potential, and create the reality you desire. What if I told you that the life you've always dreamed of is already within reach, but the key to unlocking it lies in the way you think, feel, and act? Your reality, every single day, is shaped by your thoughts and emotions. The external world you experience is merely a reflection of the energy you put out into the universe. But here's the thing. Many people struggle to shift their reality because their minds are cluttered with fear, doubt, and resistance. The chaos within prevents them from aligning with their higher selves, which is the frequency at which their desires are waiting to manifest. In this section, we'll explore how quieting the mind creates the space needed to align with your higher self and ultimately shift your reality. The energy of thought and emotion. Before diving into the process of shifting your reality, it's important to understand the connection between thought, emotion, and energy. Everything in the universe, including you, is made up of energy. The thoughts you think and the emotions you feel create a vibrational frequency that sends out signals to the universe. This energy attracts experiences that match the vibration you're emitting. When your mind is cluttered with fear, anxiety, or confusion, your energy becomes fragmented, and you send out a conflicting message to the universe. You may say you want abundance, love, or peace, but your energy is telling a different story. This mismatch causes the universe to respond with more of what you don't want. More fear, doubt, and resistance. Now imagine what happens when your mind is quiet, clear, and in alignment with your true desires. When you are calm, focused, and centered, your energy aligns with the vibration of your desires, and the universe responds by bringing you more of what you want. Quieting the mind allows you to remove the mental clutter and make space for the energy of your desires to flow freely. The old self versus the new self. Let's take a moment to reflect on the contrast between the old self and the new self. The old self is often caught in a cycle of fear, doubt, and resistance. This self is stuck in old patterns, reacting to life circumstances from a place of scarcity and lack. The thoughts that dominate the old self are filled with worry, judgment, and limiting beliefs. The old self often feels disconnected from their true power and potential, unable to create the life they desire. In contrast, the new self operates from a place of inner peace, clarity, and alignment. This self is in tune with their higher purpose and trustingly follows the guidance of their inner wisdom. The new self knows that the universe is abundant and that everything they desire is already within their reach. Thoughts are centered around possibilities, and emotions reflect feelings of gratitude, joy, and excitement. The new self is aligned with the energy of their desires and acts in harmony with the universal flow, attracting opportunities and experiences that match their elevated vibration. The key difference between these two versions of yourself is the state of your mind. The old self is constantly pulled into mental chaos and emotional turmoil, while the new self operates from a peaceful, focused state of mind, effortlessly attracting what they want. Aligning with your higher self is the version of you that exists beyond the limitations of the ego. It is your true essence, the part of you that is always in alignment with love, abundance, and wisdom. The higher self knows that your desires are already on their way and that you are worthy of everything you dream of. But to align with this higher self, you need to quiet the mind. When you're caught up in mental noise, worrying about the future, regretting the past, or judging yourself and others, you are disconnected from your higher self. The moment you quiet the mind, you remove the mental barriers that prevent you from hearing the wisdom and guidance of your higher self. One powerful way to align with your higher self is through meditation. Meditation allows you to step outside of your thoughts and into a state of pure awareness. When you meditate, you're not trying to control or change your thoughts. Instead, you're observing them from a place of detachment. Over time, this practice helps you let go of limiting beliefs and mental blocks that keep you from tapping into your higher wisdom. Another technique for aligning with your higher self is visualization. By imagining yourself already living the life you desire, you are creating a vibrational match to that reality. Visualization allows you to experience the feelings of success, love, and abundance in advance, sending out the energy needed to attract those experiences into your life. When you visualize with a quiet mind, the connection to your higher self becomes stronger, and your manifestation process is accelerated. Practical steps for shifting your reality. Shifting your reality doesn't require complex rituals or overwhelming practices. In fact, the most powerful steps are often the simplest. Here are some practical techniques to help you quiet your mind and align with your higher self. Meditation. Start by dedicating a few minutes each day to sit in stillness. Focus on your breath, observe your thoughts without judgment, and allow yourself to simply be. This practice will help you create the mental clarity needed to align with your higher self. Affirmations. Affirmations are a powerful tool for shifting your mindset. By repeating positive statements that resonate with your desires, you reprogram your subconscious mind to believe that what you want is already yours. For example, I am worthy of love and abundance, or I am aligned with my highest potential. Visualization. Take a few moments each day to visualize your ideal reality. Imagine yourself living the life you desire, feeling the emotions of success, peace, and joy. The more vivid and real the experience, the stronger the energetic pull toward that reality. Gratitude practice. Gratitude is a powerful tool for raising your vibration. When you express gratitude for what you already have, you signal to the universe that you are open to receiving more. Make it a habit to write down or say aloud 3 things you are grateful for each day. Mindfulness. Throughout the day, practice mindfulness by staying present and aware of your thoughts and emotions. When you notice negative or limiting thoughts, gently bring your focus back to the present moment. This helps quiet the mind and keeps you in alignment with your desires. Conclusion. By quieting the mind, you open the door to a new reality, one that is in perfect alignment with your highest self. When your thoughts and emotions are in harmony with the universe, your desires flow to you effortlessly. The old self, with its fear and resistance, fades away, and the new self emerges, empowered, aligned, and ready to manifest the life you've always dreamed of. In the next section, we'll explore how to overcome resistance and navigate the fears and doubts that often arise when you begin to shift your reality. When you begin the process of quieting your mind and aligning with your higher self, it's natural to encounter resistance. This resistance often shows up as fear, self-doubt, or the nagging feeling that you're not enough. These are the voices of the old self, the part of you that's conditioned to play small, stay safe, and avoid change. The moment you decide to shift your reality, you'll likely face a flood of fears and doubts that try to pull you back to the familiar. But here's the truth: resistance is a sign that you're on the right path. It's not something to avoid or fear, it's something to understand and move through. In this section, we will explore the nature of this resistance and provide practical tools to help you navigate it with confidence. The nature of resistance often manifests as fear, self-doubt, and a strong desire to avoid discomfort. When you decide to shift your reality, you're essentially stepping out of your comfort zone, breaking free from old patterns and beliefs. Your mind doesn't like change. It prefers the safety of the familiar, even if that familiarity keeps you stuck in unfulfilling circumstances. This resistance is a natural part of the process, but it's important to recognize that fear doesn't have to control you. Fear is simply a signal that you are moving into new territory. It's a sign that growth is happening. The key is not to let fear stop you, but to move through it with courage and awareness. The old self, fear and avoidance. The old self operates from a place of fear, self-doubt, and insecurity. It clings to the familiar, even when it's unhealthy, because the unknown feels scary. The old self is afraid of making mistakes, failing, or being judged by others. This self tends to avoid discomfort and shy away from the very things that would lead to growth. When the old self faces fear, it often retreats, sabotages progress, or seeks distractions to avoid confronting the emotions that arise. For example, you may start a new meditation practice, but when fear of not being good enough comes up, you quit. Or you set a goal to shift your reality, but when self-doubt arises, you pull back and settle for what's comfortable, even though it doesn't serve your highest good. In this state, the old self is constantly at odds with its desires. It wants change, but it resists it, creating an internal tug-of-war that keeps you stuck in a cycle of indecision and self-sabotage. The new self, embracing fear and moving through it. On the other hand, the new self embraces fear as part of the growth process. Instead of avoiding discomfort, the new self welcomes it as an opportunity for transformation. The new self understands that fear is not a signal to retreat but a call to step into something bigger and more aligned with your true self. The new self knows that growth happens when you push through the boundaries of your comfort zone. When faced with fear or self-doubt, this version of you takes a deep breath, acknowledges the discomfort, and continues to move forward anyway. The new self doesn't wait for fear to disappear, because it never truly disappears, but learns to act in spite of it. This shift in perspective is essential for overcoming resistance. Instead of seeing fear as something to avoid, you can start to view it as a guide, showing you where you are being called to grow, expand, and embrace a new version of yourself. The new self is aligned with its higher purpose and knows that the universe will support them when they take inspired action. Shifting your perspective on fear. One of the most powerful ways to overcome resistance is to shift your perspective on fear itself. Instead of viewing fear as an enemy or something to be avoided, try seeing it as a signal that you're on the right path. Fear often arises when you're on the verge of a breakthrough, and the mind's instinct is to protect you from what it perceives as a threat. But what if fear is simply a sign that you're moving into a new, expanded version of yourself? What if it's the universe's way of guiding you toward your next level of growth? The key is to not let fear dictate your actions. Instead, embrace it as a sign that you are stepping outside your comfort zone and into the life you desire. Here are a few techniques to shift your perspective on fear. Reframe negative thoughts. When fear arises, challenge the negative thoughts that accompany it. For example, if you feel fearful of failure, reframe it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough to succeed," think, "Failure is a stepping stone to success, and I am capable of learning from my experiences." Embrace vulnerability. Fear often comes from the desire to protect ourselves from vulnerability. But vulnerability is actually the gateway to true transformation. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, whether it's by stepping into a new challenge or showing your authentic self, you open up the space for deeper connection, growth, and manifestation. Mindfulness practices. Mindfulness helps you become aware of your fear without attaching judgment to it. When you feel fear or resistance, take a moment to breathe deeply and acknowledge the emotion. Don't fight it, but simply observe it without attachment. This practice helps you detach from the fear and continue moving forward with clarity. Affirmations of courage. Use affirmations to reprogram your subconscious mind and shift your relationship with fear. Affirmations like, "I am capable of overcoming any challenge," or, "I trust the process of transformation," can help you reframe your experience and approach fear with a sense of confidence. Building resilience through fear. Overcoming resistance and fear is not about avoiding discomfort, but about building resilience. The more you face your fears and move through them, the stronger you become. Each time you choose to act in spite of fear, you expand your capacity to handle challenges and align more deeply with your higher self. Remember, fear doesn't define you. It's simply a signal that you are on the brink of something extraordinary. By acknowledging and moving through your fears, you gain the strength and clarity needed to shift your reality and manifest the life you desire. Conclusion. In the next section, we will explore how to embrace the life you've always wanted by integrating these practices and staying aligned with your higher self, even when fear or resistance arises. Through mindfulness, courage, and consistent action, you will begin to see the life you desire unfold before you, one aligned step at a time. As we reach the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on everything you've learned. The life you've always wanted isn't some distant dream. It's right in front of you, waiting to unfold. The key to unlocking this reality lies in the quieting of your mind. You've seen how the noise of the world and the constant chatter in your head can keep you stuck, overwhelmed, and disconnected from your true desires. But now you understand that by cultivating silence, stillness, and alignment with your higher self, you can begin to shift your reality and manifest the life you've always dreamed of. The power of a quiet mind. We began by discussing how a quieter mind is essential for creating the life you want. A chaotic mind is like a clouded lens, distorting your perception of the world and making it difficult to connect with your true purpose. When you quiet the mind, you clear away the clutter and make space for clarity, peace, and alignment. This inner stillness is the foundation upon which manifestation is built. You also learned about the transformative power of silence and stillness. In a world that's constantly demanding your attention, silence offers the space for self-reflection, insight, and alignment with the universe. It's in this space of quiet that you can hear the whispers of your higher self, guiding you toward your deepest desires. Shifting your reality. The process of shifting your reality requires more than just positive thinking. It requires alignment with your higher self and the energy of your desires. You've discovered how your thoughts and emotions create the energy field that shapes your experiences. By quieting the mind and aligning with your higher self, you tap into the frequency of your desires and begin to manifest them more effortlessly. The key to this shift is letting go of fear, doubt, and resistance, the patterns of the old self, and embracing the clarity, peace, and alignment of the new self. When you learn to trust yourself in the process, you begin to create the reality you desire, not from a place of lack, but from a place of abundance and inner peace. Overcoming resistance. Along the way, you encountered resistance, fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs that tried to hold you back. But now you understand that resistance is a natural part of the process. It's a signal that you're on the right path, stepping out of your comfort zone and into a new, more expansive version of yourself. By reframing your thoughts about fear and embracing vulnerability, you can move through resistance with courage and confidence. Each time you face fear and continue forward, you build resilience, strengthening your ability to manifest the life you desire. Your next steps. Now it's time to take action. The tools and practices you've learned, meditation, visualization, affirmations, mindfulness, are not just abstract concepts. They are powerful techniques that, when practiced consistently, can create real transformation in your life. But transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, one that requires patience, persistence, and commitment. The key is to stay aligned with your higher self, even when the external world doesn't reflect your desires immediately. Trust the process and know that every small step you take is bringing you closer to the life you want. Remember, the life you've always wanted is already within your reach. It's waiting for you to step into your power and align with the universal flow. As you quiet your mind and connect with your higher self, you will begin to see your desires unfold before you in ways you never imagined possible. Take action now. This is your moment. The universe is ready to meet you where you are, but it's up to you to take the first step. Begin by committing to the practices that will quiet your mind and align you with your true desires. Start small, perhaps with a daily meditation practice or a few minutes of gratitude each day, and build from there. Know that as you take these steps, the life you desire is already making its way to you. You are worthy of everything you dream of, and the universe is ready to deliver it to you when you align with your true self. Now go ahead and take that first step toward the life you've always wanted. Quiet your mind, embrace your higher self, and watch as your reality begins to shift.